Your species is a cosmic mistake. High Arbiter Zorath's voice thundered, its 6 optic sensors burning like cold suns. You crawled from a savage world, yet dare to claim a seat in our empire? Ambassador Arjun Mehra stood unshaken in the Zelthian spire, his navy kurta a quiet defiance against the chamber's sterile glow. Mumbai's fire sparked in his eyes. We're no mistake, Arbiter. We're a revolution, and we'll rewrite your laws today. The Zelthian spire rose like a blade of black crystal, slicing through the void, its walls alive with hologlyphs that enforced the Empire's unyielding laws across 17 worlds. The grand chamber stretched vast, its ceiling soaring 30 meters, etched with pulsing data streams that whispered of order and control. At its heart stood High Arbiter Zorath, a biomechanical titan, his liquid metal frame shimmering, 6 optic sensors scanning with predatory precision. Around him sat the Empire's elite delegates, the Vorin crystalline beings whose facets hummed with mathematical hymns, the Thalor, gaseous minds swirling in containment orbs, their pulses sharp with skepticism, and the Krex, insectoid enforcers, their mandibles clicking in disdain. Arjun Mehra, Earth's first envoy, adjusted his navy kurta, its simple cotton a stark contrast to the spire's sterile grandeur. Behind him stood his team, hand-picked to represent humanity's grit, Lieutenant Priya Desai, a wiry engineer with a buzz cut and a penchant for breaking rules, her eyes scanning the chamber like a Mumbai street hawk. Dr. Vikram Rao, a soft-spoken medic clutching a battered medkit, his calm masking a steel resolve, and 3 officers, each a testament to Earth's diversity. Priya leaned close, her voice a whisper. They're sizing us up, sir. Zorath's waiting for us to trip. Arjun nodded, his dark eyes steady. Mumbai's chaos, dusty alleys, gang wars, his sister's death in a slum fire, had forged him for this. Words were his weapon, and he'd wield them like a blade. Earth seeks partnership in the Zelthian Empire, Arjun began, his voice cutting through the chamber's hum, translator drones buzzing like flies. We offer ingenuity, resilience, and unity. Zorath's sensors flared, his metallic voice a low growl. Unity? Your world is a cauldron of war. A hollow feed erupted above, flashing Earth's wounds, burning cities, shattered skies, screams of the past. The Vorin's crystals dimmed, their hum souring. A Thalor pulse droned, probability of human stability, 4%. The Krex clicked. Mandibles sharp, you are chaos incarnate. Arjun's jaw tightened, his kurta's hem brushing the polished floor. Earth was a galactic infant, barely 70 years past its first faster-than-light leap. The Empire saw humans as reckless, unfit for their rigid laws, a species that shouldn't have survived its own cradle. But Arjun hadn't clawed his way from Mumbai's slums to beg. That's our past, he said, voice steady, eyes locked on Zorath. Today we build bridges where others see ruins. Priya shifted, her hand brushing her holopad, ready to counter any challenge. Vikram's fingers tightened on his medkit, a quiet promise to protect. The chamber's air grew heavy, delegates leaning forward, their skepticism a tangible weight. Zorath's sensors whirred, calculating. Bold words, he said, voice a blade, but words do not earn trust. Arjun smiled faintly, Mumbai's defiance in his gaze. Then let our actions speak. The holofeed flickered, a faint alert pulsing. Vaxar 3, a distant colony, its name whispered among the delegates. Something was coming, and humanity's chance to prove itself was closer than anyone knew. The Zelthian spire's grand chamber hummed with tension, its hologlyphs flickering as if sensing the storm to come. Ambassador Arjun Mehra stood firm, his navy kurta catching the sterile glow, Mumbai's defiance in his dark eyes. High Arbiter Zorath's optic sensors whirred, his liquid metal frame looming over the crescent table, where the Empire's delegates, the crystalline Vorin, gaseous Thalor and insectoid Krex, watched with cold scrutiny. Arjun's team flanked him. Lieutenant Priya Desai, her buzz cut sharp and holopad ready. Dr. Vikram Rao, clutching his medkit like a lifeline. and 3 officers, their faces set with Earth's resolve. A klaxon shattered the silence, amber light flooding the chamber. The Spire's AI voice boomed, its tone flat but urgent. Alert! Reactor meltdown detected in Colony Vaxar 3. Radiation levels critical. Containment failing. The delegates froze, their alien forms, crystals, gas, mandibles, stiffening. Zorath's sensors flared, his voice a metallic hiss. Vaxar 3, our core trade hub, 3.2 million citizens. Arjun's holopad lit up, streaming data from Earth's flotilla, 90 minutes out. The feed showed Vaxar 3's orbital chaos, plasma flares erupting from the colony's reactor, docking bays melting into slag, civilian transports trapped under radiation storms. Priya leaned close, her voice low. Shields are down, sir. Evacuation stalled. 1.1 million still planetside. Arjun's jaw tightened. Memories of Mumbai's fires, his sister's scream, lost in smoke, clawing at his chest. He wouldn't let another world burn. Earth can act, Arjun said, stepping forward, his kurtas hem brushing the polished floor. Our flotilla, led by Commander Lena Chen, is en route. They can shield the transports, buy time. Zorath's sensors spun, his frame rippling. Your primitive ships? They'll disintegrate in those radiation fields. The Voron's crystals dimmed, their hum skeptical. Human technology is untested. Failure probability, 92%. The Thaler pulsed. Expected losses, catastrophic. Arjun's eyes blazed, Mumbai's streets in his voice. We don't wait for perfect odds. We fight with what we've got. He tapped his holopad, opening a comm. Lena, status? Chen's voice crackled, steady despite the chaos. Approaching Vaxar 3, sir. 28 frigates, patched but ready. We're moving to divert the plasma flares. The holofeed flared. Human ships, their hulls cobbled from salvage alloys, darted through radiation storms, their erratic maneuvers baffling the reactor's targeting systems. A frigate, Dawn's Spear, caught a plasma arc, its hull vaporizing in a silent flash. Debris scattered like ash. The cracks clicked, mandibles sharp, reckless waste. Priya's holopad beeped, her voice tight. Casualty projections, 25% losses. Arjun's fist clenched, his sister's face burning in his mind. Every ship lost was a vow to save more. It's not waste, he said, eyes locked on the feed. It's strategy. The feed showed Vanguard, a battered frigate, weaving through a plasma storm to shield a transport with 10,000 souls. Its hull glowed red, but the transport escaped, engines flaring like a comet. Priya's holopad updated. Evacuation at 30%, 960,000 safe. The Thaler pulsed, their orb humming. Survival odds rising, 18%. Zorath's sensors slowed, his voice less sharp. Your primitives endure. Arjun signaled Chen. Keep them moving, Lena. Draw the flares. Chen's reply was grim. On it, sir. We're holding the line. The chamber stirred, delegates leaning forward, their skepticism cracking. The Voron's crystals flickered, intrigued. Unorthodox yet functional, they hummed. A Krex delegate tilted its head, mandibles pausing. They act without order, yet succeed. The holofeed showed a plasma flare targeting a medical convoy. Resolute, Chen's flagship, dove in, its hull absorbing the blast. Sparks flew, but the convoy escaped. 8,000 lives saved. Priya gasped. They're outpacing projections. The Thalor droned. Human efficacy, 35% above estimates. Arjun stood taller, his kurta steady. That's our strength, adapting, not breaking. Zorath's metal frame twitched, sensors narrowing. A fluke, he said, but his voice wavered. The feed showed Chen's fleet, down to 25 ships, pushing deeper into the radiation storm, their hulls glowing like embers in Mumbai's dusk. Priya whispered, They're bleeding, sir, but they're not stopping. Arjun nodded, his sister's memory a fire in his chest. They never do. The Spire's war room thrummed with tension, its hollow veins pulsing with Vaxar 3's grim updates. The evacuation had hit 50%, 1.6 million souls saved, but the colony's reactor core was destabilizing, spewing radiation at lethal levels. Commander Lena Chen's flotilla, now 18 ships, bled hull and crew to hold the line. Priya Desai's holopad glowed with damage reports, her voice trembling. "The core's going critical, sir. Plasma output spiking." Arjun Mehra stood at the chamber's heart, his navy kurta creased but unbowed, Mumbai's defiance in his dark eyes. He opened a comm, his voice steady. "Lena, what's the situation?" Chen's reply was hoarse, static crackling. "We've pinpointed a control node in the reactor's core sector. Shut it down and we stop the meltdown. But it's a death trap. Radiation's at 900 rads. No ship can survive that exposure." Arjun's holopad displayed the node, a pulsing orb in a sea of plasma, its alloy casing glowing like a dying sun. "You don't need to die, Lena," he said. "Find a way." High Arbiter Zorath scoffed, his optic sensors blazing. "A single node? Madness." The Voron's crystals dimmed, their hum sour. "No vessel can withstand such conditions." "Failure is certain." The Krex clicked, mandibles sharp. "Your recklessness will doom the colony." Arjun's voice was iron, cutting through their doubt. "Lena, hit that node. We trust you." The holofeed flared. Resolute led a wedge of 3 frigates, dodging plasma arcs with desperate precision. A pilot, Sanjay Patel, patched in, his Mumbai accent thick as Bandra streets. "Starfire taking point, Commander. We're clearing the path." His ship deployed hacked decoy drones, their signals mimicking frigates to draw reactor fire. Starfire's hull sparked, but Resolute surged forward, its cannons hammering the node's shields. The node flickered, its plasma output stuttering. Priya's holopad beeped. "Meltdown slowing. Evacuation at 65%. 2.1 million saved." The Thalor pulsed, their orb humming with awe. "Human tactics, 80% efficacy." Zorath's liquid metal stilled, his voice low. "Impossible." Arjun smirked, Mumbai's fire in his gaze. "That's Earth's way. Improvise, overcome." The Voron glowed faintly, their crystals pulsing. "Your species defies all calculation." A new alarm screamed, red light flooding the chamber. The Spire's AI voice cut through. "Alert, Zelthian Zealot fleet detected. Blockade forming around Vaxar 3. Civilian transports immobilized." The holofeed shifted, showing a ring of Zealot dreadnoughts, their ion cannons locking onto fleeing transports. Zorath growled, his sensors dimming. "My kin, loyal to the Empire's ancient laws, they see your chaos as a plague." Arjun's eyes narrowed, his sister's memory, her laugh, silenced by fire, burning in his chest. "They're holding 1.1 million hostage," he said, voice cold. "We end this now." He signaled Chen. "Break that blockade, Lena. Free those people." The feed showed Resolute and Starfire diving into the Zealot formation, their hulls glowing under ion barrages. Priya whispered, her voice tight. "They're outgunned, sir. 5-1. Arjun's jaw clenched. "They'll outthink them." Sanjay's Starfire hacked Zealot comms, broadcasting false coordinates to disrupt their targeting. Transports slipped through the gaps, 15,000 souls escaping. Priya's holopad flashed. "Evacuation at 70%. The Voron, for the first time, offered their sensor data, their crystals pulsing. "We assist," they hummed, a crack in the Empire's skepticism. The Thalor recalculated, their voice synthetic but warm. "Human success probability, 60%. Chen's voice crackled, strained. "We're taking hits, sir, but we've got a shot at their command ship." The feed showed Resolute weaving through ion storms, its hull scarred but relentless. Sanjay's Starfire covered its flank, dodging blasts with Mumbai-bred cunning. Priya's holopad beeped. "3 ships down, sir. They're down to 15. Arjun's heart sank, but his voice stayed firm. "Keep pushing, Lena. For Earth." Zorath's sensors flickered, his metal frame softening. "Your primitives fight like no other," he said, voice almost reverent. Arjun met his gaze, kurta steady. They fight for others? The chamber watched, the air heavy with the weight of a galaxy shifting, as human ships burned bright against the zealot storm, their defiance a comet's blaze in the void. The Zelthian Spire's war room blazed with the hollow feed's amber fury, its walls pulsing like a living heart. Human frigates, scarred, patched, relentless, wove through zealot ion storms, their hulls glowing like coals in Mumbai's dusk, shielding Vaxxer 3's fleeing transports. Commander Lena Chen's voice crackled through static, sharp and unyielding. "We've punched a gap, 3 zealot cruisers down." Ambassador Arjun Mehra stood at the chamber's heart. His navy kurta creased but defiant, hands gripping his holopad. Mumbai's fire burned in his dark eyes, his sister's face, lost to a slum blaze, driving every word. "Push through, Lena," he ordered, voice ablade. "Save them!" Lieutenant Priya Desai, buzz cuts sharp, stared at her holopad, its screen flashing. "Evacuation at 82%, 2.6 million safe." Her voice trembled. "They're bleeding ships, sir. Down to 15. High Arbiter Zorath loomed, his liquid metal frame glinting, 6 optic sensors dimming. "Your fleet is breaking," he droned, voice cold as the void. Arjun snapped back. "They're rewriting your laws." The holofeed flared. Resolute, Chen's flagship, outmaneuvered a zealot dreadnought, its hacked decoy drones scattering like fireflies over Bandra's shores. Transports surged free, their lights blinking, carrying 1.9 million souls to safety. The Thaler delegate, a swirling gas in its containment orb, pulsed with synthetic awe. Human success probability, 90%, unprecedented. The Vorin crystalline mathematicians glowed, their facets humming. They weave chaos into order. A zealot ion bolt grazed Resolute, its hull sparking, but Chen's voice held steady. "We're still here, sir," locking onto the node and their flagship. Arjun's heart thundered. His sister's laugh, silenced by flames, fueled him. "End it, Lena," he said, voice low, ironclad. The feed zoomed in. Resolute and Starfire, piloted by Sanjay Patel, zeroed in on 2 targets: the reactor's control node, a pulsing orb in a plasma sea, and the Zealot flagship's ion core, a violet heart in a black alloy hull. Sanjay's voice rang, thick with Mumbai's streets. "For Bandra, Commander!" Starfire deployed a hacked plasma mine, its signal mimicking a frigate to draw Zealot fire. A Zealot bolt struck, and Starfire erupted in a silent bloom, debris scattering like ash over Juhu Beach. Arjun's breath caught. Sanjay's sacrifice, his grin in the cockpit, echoed his sister's loss. Priya's holopad beeped, her voice cracking. "Starfire is gone, sir." Arjun's jaw clenched, but he stood firm. "He cleared the path." Resolute fired, its cannons slamming the node's shields. The orb flickered, plasma output stuttering, the meltdown slowing. Priya's holopad flashed. "Node at 40% integrity. Evacuation at 85%. The chamber stirred, delegates leaning forward, their skepticism crumbling. The Voron's crystals pulsed brighter. Human ingenuity, unparalleled. The Thaler droned. Efficacy, 92% above projections. But the Zealot flagship retaliated, its ion core flaring, unleashing a barrage that pinned Resolute. Chen's voice strained. "We're taking hits, sir. Hulls at 20%. Priya whispered, "They can't hold, sir." Arjun's eyes burned, Mumbai's defiance in his stance. "They will," he signaled Chen. "Lena, hit that flagship. Break the blockade." The feed showed Resolute diving through ion storms, its hull a patchwork of scars, dodging blasts with reckless precision. A pilot, Aisha Khan, patched in, her Karachi accent fierce. "Dawnbreaker covering Resolute's flank." Her frigate deployed decoy drones, drawing fire. A Zealot bolt vaporized Dawnbreaker, its wreckage a fleeting spark. Priya's holopad updated. Down to 12 ships. Arjun's fist clenched. Another life, another vow. Resolute fired, its plasma lance piercing the flagship's ion core. The core ruptured in a violet blaze, the flagship shattering like glass. The blockade faltered, Zealot ships scattering. Transports roared free, 2.8 million safe. Priya gasped. Evacuation at 90%. The Thaler pulsed. Human success, 95%. Zorath's metal softened, voice low. Your primitives are not primitive. The holo feed showed Resolute limping, its hull glowing red, engines flickering. Chen's voice was faint. Nodes down to 10%, sir. Colony secure. Arjun's voice cracked. You saved a world, Lena. The Voron offered sensor data, guiding Resolute's final maneuvers, a first for the Empire. The Thaler's analytics confirmed, meltdown contained, human efficacy, 97%. A final alert screamed, Zealot remnants, a rogue squadron, targeted a refugee convoy with 20,000 souls. Arjun signaled Chen. One last stand, Lena. The feed showed Resolute diving in, its hull a dying ember, shielding the convoy. A Zealot ion bolt struck, and Resolute's engines failed, its frame buckling. Chen's voice faded. For Earth. The feed went dark. Priya's holopad flashed. 2.9 million saved. Resolute lost. Arjun stood, kurta creased, eyes fierce, his sister's memory afire in his chest. They rewrote your laws, he said to Zorath, voice steady despite the pain. The Arbiter's sensors dimmed, silent, his liquid metal still. The chamber was a void of stunned awe. The Krex's mandibles froze, their clicks silenced. The Voron's crystals glowed like stars, their hum reverent. Your species defies the cosmos. The Thaler pulsed, voice warm. Humanity's strength, relentless heart. Priya's eyes glistened, her holopad trembling in her hands. They gave everything, sir. Dr. Vikram Rao, silent till now, spoke, his voice soft but firm. That's what humans do. Run toward the fire when others run away. His medkit sat ready, a quiet promise for the wounded who'd return. The holofeed flickered, showing the convoy's lights blinking safe in the void. 20,000 lives preserved by Resolute's final stand. Zorath stepped forward, his sensors locking on Arjun. I have seen 17 worlds, 4,000 cycles, he said, the translator conveying a tremor of awe. Never have I witnessed this. Chaos forged into salvation. His metal frame rippled, a bow of sorts, unprecedented in the Empire's rigid order. Your voice, Mara, has shaken our laws. Arjun's throat tightened, Sanjay's grin, Aisha's courage, Lena's sacrifice burning in his mind. We fight for others, he said, voice low, Mumbai's dust in every word. That's our law. The chamber fell silent, the weight of a galaxy shifting. As the hollow feed dimmed, Vaxar 3's skies clearing, a testament to humanity's fire. The Zelthian spire's grand hall shimmered, its crystal walls refracting starlight like a prism of hope. The air was thick with the weight of what had been won. 2.9 million lives saved. Vaxar 3's skies clear, humanity's fire etched into the Empire's ancient order. Ambassador Arjun Mehra stood at the chamber's heart, his navy kurta pressed but worn, Mumbai's dust in its creases. His dark eyes, heavy with the cost, Sanjay's grin, Aisha's courage, Lena's sacrifice, held steady. Beside him, Lieutenant Priya Desai clutched her holopad, its screen dim but glowing with final reports. Dr. Vikram Rao stood quiet, his medkit open, ready for the wounded trickling in from rescue shuttles. The Empire's delegates, the crystalline Voron, gaseous Thaler, insectoid Krex, watched in silence, their skepticism replaced by something new reverence. High Arbiter Zorath approached, his liquid metal frame softer, 6 optic sensors no longer cold but warm, like Mumbai's dusk. I misjudged you, Mehra, he said, the translator conveying a tremor of awe. Your fire, your chaos, it has reshaped our empire. His sensors flickered, a gesture Arjun had learned was respect. Vaxar 3 stands because of your primitives. Arjun's throat tightened, his sister's memory, her laugh, snuffed out in a slum fire, burning in his chest. We're not primitives, he said, voice low but firm. We're human. We fight for others no matter the cost. The chamber stirred, the Voron's crystals glowing brighter. Their hum, a quiet hymn. You act from loss, yet save. The Thaler pulsed, their orb warm. Humanity's strength, relentless ingenuity, boundless heart. A hollow feed flickered above, replaying Baxter 3's salvation. Human frigates, scarred and patchwork, dancing through plasma storms. Starfire's final blaze, Resolute's dying stand. The Krex's mandibles stilled, their clicks silent. No species in 4,000 cycles has done this, they rasped. You should not be here. Yet you are. Zorath raised a metallic limb, signaling the vote. The Zelthian Empire will decide. Does Earth join us? The delegates' hollow panels lit up, votes streaming in. Arjun stood, Kurta steady, Priya's breath catching beside him. The Voran's crystals pulsed green, the Thalor's orb hummed approval. Even the Krex's mandibles clicked assent. Zorath's sensors locked on Arjun. Unanimous, he declared. Earth is of the Empire. But Zorath wasn't done. Your actions demand more, he said, his voice echoing. The Empire's laws, rigid, eternal, must bend. We propose the Mera Doctrine. Adaptability, sacrifice, unity, as humanity has shown. The chamber erupted in murmurs, delegates leaning forward. Inert. The Voran hummed, a law born of chaos yet logical. The Thaler pulsed. Probability of galactic stability, 78% with this doctrine. Arjun's eyes widened. Mumbai's streets flashing in his mind. Chaos, yes, but also community, survival, love. We accept, he said, voice steady, but only if it honors those we lost. He glanced at Priya, her holopad listing names. Sanjay Patel, Aisha Khan, 328 others. Zorath's sensors dimmed, a nod. It shall. At a reception in the Spire's orbit, stars gleaming through crystal domes, Priya raised a glass of Voran nectar, her buzz cut catching the light. To breaking rules, she said, a grin cracking her tension. Vikram, usually quiet, chuckled, his medkit finally closed. To saving lives. Zorath joined, his metal frame clinking a Thaler orb. To evolving, he said, a first for the Arbiter. Arjun lifted his glass, voice soft, to never surrendering. The hall buzzed, species mingling. Krex clicking with human officers, Voran humming with Priya's tech talk. A holocall flickered, Commander Lena Chen, bandaged in a Mumbai medbay, her eyes tired but alive. We did it, sir, she said, voice hoarse. Arjun smiled, his sister's face in his mind. You did, Lena. Rest now. Mumbai's dusk glowed orange days later as Arjun stood at Earth's new embassy, dust swirling like memories. Reports flooded his holopad. Empire fleets adopting the Mera Doctrine, training in human tactics, decoys, improvisation, heart. Priya beside him grinned. Fancy name, sir. Mera Doctrine sounds like a Bandrabar. Arjun laughed, a rare sound. Too much, bye. A hollow call from Zorath appeared, his metal gleaming. Our ships learn your chaos, he said, sensors warm. The galaxy shifts. Arjun nodded, Kurta catching the breeze. Keep adapting, Arbiter. A girl ran past, her braid flying, laughter echoing in the dust. Arjun's eyes softened, his sister's smile alive in the moment. The Empire saw glitches, outcasts, and possibilities. One human spoke, and the laws changed forever. Humanity wasn't supposed to be here, but now the stars bore their mark. And that's how humanity transformed chaos into victory, rewriting the Zelthian Empire's laws with courage and heart. Arjun's resolve and Lena's sacrifice saved 2.9 million, proving we belong among the stars. What moved you most in this epic? Would you stand with Arjun or soar with Chen's fleet? Drop a comment below. Hit that like button if you're proud to be human, and subscribe for more HFY tales that ignite your spirit. Click the bell for our next cosmic adventure. Keep shining, you legends. The galaxy's watching. Peace out and stay unstoppable.